Hello everybody, Sneaky Cheeky here, bringing you another TAW video. This one is a competitive TAW Esports game. The TAW member in this case is Noszombie, playing as blue. He's playing as the Vikings. He's playing up against Lowerty. That's what I'll call him. Lowerty as the Italian. So two water civs. Obviously the map in this case is Water Nomad. Beautiful zoom out there. And players establishing bases on basically either sides of the map. Noszombie going right up against the edge. Maybe using that big wood line for a little defense. Pretty interesting. And already building and completing his first dock. So the competition that these two are in right now, they're playing in AoE Leagues, the 1v1. Really interesting. I'm actually competing in AoE Leagues as well, in the 2v2 series, but this is the 1v1 series. As you can tell, each week opponents face off and play two maps. They switch off with their home maps, choices of home maps, and yeah, they get 3 points for a win if they win 2 games. They get 1 point each if they split those 2 games that week, and they get 0 points if they obviously don't get any wins. Water Nomad, again, very interesting map. You can build on any of these kind of wooded areas. And you can't build here where it's what you might call deep water. And so you might think, looking at this, that you go for straight ships, and certainly there's a lot of fishing ships. But I've seen and done some pretty good things with cavalry civilizations, such as the Franks, because the Cav have a bonus attack against ships, and people weren't expecting that. So somebody went heavily into ship eco, or ship military, and I come in with a bunch of cavaliers, or knights, or paladins, or whatever, and end up destroying them. But a few other things with this map. You start with a bunch of fishing ships, and there are a ton of, in this case, very noisy water buffalo, just constantly groaning in the background, which is, as a caster, something that I hate about this map. But yeah, there's plenty of food to be had before you start building farms. Britons could be a really interesting choice on this, simply for all the herdables. But typically you see naval civs come out. I mean, in this case, the Italians and the Vikings obviously are both really good at navy. And we should expect to see longboats, I'd expect, from Noszombie, though he could go galleons. They get cheaper. The Viking tech is cheaper warships, in this case galleons and longboats. But I don't think Vikings get fast fire at all, so it could be interesting. I'm trying to remember what the Italians... Let's jump over to the main game real quick. Just for the start gauge. Take a look at what the Italians got for their... Okay, fishing ships cost less, and the dock and university technologies cost less. Very interesting. So yeah, the Italians, we could see some gunpowder ships come out, the cannon galleons, for instance. But he'll definitely be taking advantage, Lowerty, of that cheaper fishing ship costs early on. And then he'll be saving a lot of money as he upgrades his navy. Back over to Capture Age. Let's see what they can see at this point. This is Blue's line of sight. You can see a lot of the map already, using some water buffalo to scout. But this is a lot of where his starting villas were around the map, because it is a nomad type map. So as they migrated their way to the starting TC, he explored a lot of map that way. And you'll see this often too on Water Nomad, dropping multiple docks, because that fish is everywhere. And you also see players scouting with fishing ships, like what Red is doing at this point. Taking a look at what Red can see, stealing a few water buffalo. That's what the fishing ship is good for, using it to scout out, grab water buffalo, and send them home. But looks like Red was able to see where Blue is. And Blue knows where Red's starting, well, in general, where his TC is. He hasn't seen the TC itself yet, but he's got a good idea of where things are. So both players doing a good job with early scouting. Again, I prefer Red's strategy of using the fishing ship. versus the water buffalo, because you can claim what other buffalo with the fishing ship, and then you don't have an opportunity. You might lose your buffalo scout, whereas you can't really lose a fishing ship unless you walk it under a TC, for example. But already we get to see some galleys coming out. There's 2 docks for both players. Both players are in feudal age, and looks like red is opening with some fire galleys. So we can see some early water micro going on. It's interesting because the fire galleys have a better attack against the archer galleys, the regular galleys in this case. But the galleys can micro better than the fire galley. And in Viking's case, they're cheaper. So he'll be able to mass a few more of these. So as long as he can micro like he's doing, he should be able to micro down these fire galleys. And here we can see just the number of hits that the fire galleys can get in as the blue ships move around is not nearly as much. Advantage blue at this point, I'd say. Oh, we lost one ship. 1-1 on the KD. That's the trick, though, is keeping the galleys massed and alive. It's 2 for 2 on the KD. If my count is correct, yep, 2 for 2. It'd be nice to see a repair villager or 2 come out, but... Let's see, Vil counts at the top here, 24 to 29 in Noszombie's favor. Good micro, I like it. Yeah, and you can see there's so many more galleys out on the field. It makes such a big difference. Keep it alive. Boom. And he's already got fletching as well, the Vikings player. No fletching coming in. Not as a priority for the Italians if you're putting out fire galleys, but puts it at a severe disadvantage, right? Because fire galleys don't benefit from those tech. Looking back at Red's base, he doesn't even have a blacksmith down as far as I can see. So Blue's going to take advantage of this, and he's still on 2 docks, the Italian player, versus Blue, which I think has got 3 docks currently. And obviously has his blacksmith down. Might even be thinking about Castle Age shortly. If you look at military, it's 9 on the field, 9 galleys versus 3 for the Italian player. So dropping a watchtower to try to protect his eco. Kind of desperate on Red's part. And I'm not sure whose home map this is. I'll need to ask Noszombie if this is his home map or not. He's got a pretty good strategy with Vikings if it is his home map. Let's see if he can kill a few Vils here. There's one. Big. Great water micro. Oh, there's 3. Nice. So that watchtower will get denied. The fishing ships need to move to other areas. Blue just scouting around, looking for more buildings to attack, more open areas. Oh, and GG called already. I think I'm going to guess that this is Blue's map. He seemed to have a really good strategy in mind and executed very well. If it is Red's map, he'll be very upset with that. So short game on this one. Hope you liked it. This was Sneaky Chiefy casting Noszombie, part of the TAW AoE Esports team, as he competes in the AoE League's 1v1 series against Lowerty. So game 1 goes to TAW Noszombie, and I'll be back for game 2. I hope you'll join me for that. Signing off.